Hey, everybody. Good morning. Happy hump day. Mock, 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 mock.
We've
How's
been
everybody?
discussing our various ailments, if you would like
Yeah,
to chime in.
right. I'm having an arthritic flare up this morning in my hands because I'm
How old do we
apparently
sound?
4,000 years old. I'm like, oh, shaking a rake. Shaking a rake.
We can barely hold the rake because of the arthritic flare-ups, but
I know, right? I swear.
oh my gosh, you guys, there's a lot to get to today. And we're going to just kick it off to tell you, first of all, that yesterday we had a very exciting opportunity to talk to the attorney of one of Andrew Tate's accusers. She goes by Jane Doe, but the attorney, her name is Danny Pinter, and you need to watch that episode on Saturday.
So great.
Especially if you're one of the people who is just like convinced that Andrew Tate is worth defending in any way.
I'm sorry, but I beg to differ.
He's so awful.
Disgusting in every way.
And there was news. We didn't know this when we talked to Danny Pinter, but yesterday, late afternoon, a new accusation came out. And perhaps you've heard of the name Lauren Southern. She used to work for Rebel News. She was a very prominent right-wing influencer, and then she kind of vanished. I don't know the scandalous details of her life. There's plenty of them. And she just wrote a book to kind of just tell her story, all the sort of details and whatnot, including drug use. And, you know, she's been through some things. And one of the bombshells that came out of this book release is that she is claiming that Andrew Tate drugged and raped her in a hotel room in Romania. Or maybe it was the UK. I can't remember the location. I think it was Romania. And in any case, she's making these allegations and released the chapter about those allegations on Substack for free because she did not want to tolerate or deal with people accusing her of, you know,
trying to capitalize
this. Yeah, trying to capitalize this, trying to sell books, you know, and making up a story in order to sell her book. So she purposely put this out for free because she wanted this part of her story to not be behind a paywall because she's not trying to make money off of this story. So she alleged, and this happened like 10 years ago, allegedly. And she, it's a very interesting read. If you get a chance to read the whole thing, it's lengthy, but worth it. And she talks about how she went to a club with him. You know, she met him. She was obviously charmed because he's got the charm.
I don't know why you would be charmed by that.
I don't either. I find him so repulsive,
completely vile, but some women are charmed by that. Yeah.
Yeah. So she ended up, she thinks that she was drugged. She ended up in a hotel room with him and super, you know, she's like very, very groggy, like can't hardly control herself, just wants to go to sleep. And he says, why don't you sleep in the bed with me? She agrees. And then she finds that he's kissing her. She admits to kissing him back initially, but then he gets like really, really dangerous. And she says, no, 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 no. And then he proceeds to like strangle her, choke her, be really violent with her, allegedly. And so she makes all of these claims. And what's interesting about them is that she tried to go to the police in the UK who said, no, you need to go report this in Romania. The Romanian police are very corrupt, apparently. And so she tried to tell the story at the time, didn't really get anywhere. But what was interesting is that this happened before all of these stories about other women who claim that this is his MO, to do the choking thing, right? So it's definitely a pattern of behavior from all of these women separately. It's very, very interesting. Again, all allegations. We are not saying 100% this is true or not true.
We have to say allegedly because he'll sue us.
Right.
We have to say that. He literally will come after us and sue us because that's who he is. His brother.
I mean, he is vile in just so many ways. And when you hear our interview on Saturday with Danny Pinter, you're going to hopefully get a better understanding of just how vile he is. Now, when these allegations came out yesterday, he immediately responded to them. And of course, you know, rips her, saying 5,000 retweets of this and I'll release the texts of her begging for money for her company and begging to see me again. So, and who knows? We'll see. We'll see what he releases. We'll see what he says. But his attitude is just so disgusting. So he also said she chose the chapter about me to release for free to get attention so that she can sell her memoirs of promiscuity. Coincidence, I'm sure. I'm glad you admit you're a drug addict in this post. That might explain why you forgot about all the texts you sent begging to see me again. Should I release them in my book, Sluts Who Begged for Me? Oh my God, he makes my skin.
No, he makes my skin crawl. He really does. And you'll see in our interview with Danny Pinter, like he preys on vulnerable women. And I just like to know how many women have to suffer at the hands of him before right-wingers get sick of his shit.
So much of it he posts
right,
how abusive he is to women all the time,
right? And
he says the things.
I'd like to ask a lot of these right-wingers who like this guy, would you trust your daughter with him?
I would like to ask him if he would trust his daughters with someone like him, because the guy has I think he's got double-digit kids.
Yeah, with many women, because he's a traditional guy. Yeah, okay.
And I loved how this account, D Planet, broke it down, saying, breaking, Andrew Tate responds to being accused of sexual assault by Lauren Southern, calls her a slut, accuses her of lying for attention, threatens to publish private messages, mocks her for being drugged and assaulted. This is the behavior. This is the pattern.
Right. And some of these high-profile right-wingers will be like, he's great. Let's give him a profile. Let's have him on our show.
He's being persecuted by nefarious forces.
Right.
So his lawyer also released a statement in response to all this. If you would like to go ahead and read it.
His lawyer statement. Oh, Joseph D. McBride, Esquire. Statement on behalf of Andrew Tate regarding Lauren Southern's false allegations. Andrew Tate unequivocally repudiates the pathetic filth peddled by Lauren Southern in her pitiable tome, This Is Not Real Life, a washed-up nobody loser memoir, if there ever was one. No evidence supports her claims. The so-called free chapter release is nothing but an evil marketing ploy, a sensational teaser engineered to propel sales of her book by parasitizing, did I say that right? Andrew's fame.
I think so.
Southern is a faded relic, destitute and desperate, scavenging scraps of relevance and revenue from Andrew's renown. Oh my God. We've witnessed this wretched ploy countless times, stale, insipid, utterly contemptible. We shall pursue Southern relentlessly for defamation. I bet they will.
I'm sure they'll
probably ruin her. Her abject lack of proof and shattered credibility will seal our inevitable triumph. Yet this assault and its ilk threaten every man breathing. They targeted Trump, then Tate. Mark my words, you're in the crosshairs next. Men, this is the playbook to destroy your life. Turn consensual sex into non-consensual via retroactive accusations, weaponized for extortion, lawsuits, and payouts. No man, husband, father, son is safe from this venom, where mutual encounters become traps for financial ruin. This is a clarion call to men everywhere. The war rages with false accusations weaponized to shatter lives, twisting consensual bonds into extortion snares. Everything is on the line. Rise now, demand proof, unmask the deceivers, forge unity in courts of law and public opinion, fight with unyielding truth, or forfeit all. Everything is on the line. But see, this is what he does, is he uses like the right wing. He uses Trump. He uses like the assault on Trump, and he tries to identify with that. And right wingers love it. They buy into it.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who do, who buy into it. And Danny Pinter explained some of that in our interview with her, which you should absolutely check out. But in the meantime, we don't know. We were obviously not in the hotel room in Romania to know exactly what happened. But I would encourage you to read her Substack, read this chapter, and see for yourself. It's not like she's holding back on her own faults. You know what I mean? She's obviously had troubles in her life. But again, that's something that Danny Pinter pointed out, that often what predators will do is choose people they know have reputational issues, have done other bad things, so that they can say, look at the kind of person you're dealing with. Why would you believe somebody like that? It's all so freaking predictable.
Right.
So
like, she's a slut, So
yeah.
It
just was infuriating.
Cannot stand these people. I really can't stand them. Yeah, you guys, I need to mention Freedom Project Academy. I was talking to a friend of mine, a swim mom that homeschools her kids, and we were talking about Freedom Project Academy last night.
Oh, nice.
Telling her all about it and how awesome it is. You can visit freedomforschool.com and save 15% off all courses right now because they're celebrating their 15-year anniversary. Code CHICKS15. Do it. Also, please subscribe to this podcast if you haven't done that already. Click subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Tell them. Please do it.
All right, let's get through some good news first, because then we have a lot of just ridiculous stuff to report on. But let's talk about some successes of this administration, because there are many, and they just keep coming. The wins keep on coming. Yesterday, we learned that Apple is backing Trump's rare earth minerals push, and they are investing $500 million in a U.S. mine, which is obviously exactly what Trump has been saying needs to happen.
It's fantastic.
He also announced yesterday a huge investment in Pennsylvania. Here he is to talk about.
This afternoon, 20 leading technology and energy companies are announcing more than $92 billion of investments in Pennsylvania. And if you want, we could probably get them up. Let's talk to them right now. But this is a really triumphant day for the people of the Commonwealth and for the United States of America. We're doing things that nobody ever thought possible.
I mean, these are just wins after wins after wins.
I know. And this is the stuff that like the lamestream, the MSNBCs, the CNNs, the ABC, they're not going to talk about. So
nope,
we will.
They won't. And CNBC actually had on yesterday the founder of Home Depot, Ken Langone. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but man, he has had a big turnaround on Trump. And here he is to talk about how bullish he is on this administration.
If I told you how bullish I was, you wouldn't believe it. I have never been more excited about the future of America than I am right now.
Why?
Right this moment. For a lot of reasons. Number one, like it or not, this guy's getting things done.
This guy meeting President Donald Trump?
Trump. He's a little pissed off at me because I had the audacity to say that on television about 2 months ago that I was worried about it, if he won, that he'd engage in retribution. I'm happy to say I'm comfortable he's not doing that. Look, let me tell you right now, I am sold on Trump. In fact, I'll say this. I think he's got a good shot at going down in history as one of our best presidents ever.
That is a real turnaround because you didn't want to vote for him.
I tell you the reason. I want to tell you, I'm a believer. What I'm seeing happening is absolutely nothing short of a great thing. Knowledge implies one thing. When you made a mistake, admit it.
Okay.
I love that.
Right?
That's
Good for him.
An old wise man saying, if you make a mistake, you admit it. And he made a mistake. And he's like, he's doing some good stuff. And he's not, because he was afraid that he was going to come out swinging and trying to, seek revenge on all these people. And he's not doing that. His revenge is success. Isn't that wonderful?
I just loved every bit of that little interview. So great.
Mm-hmm.
And the wins didn't stop there. Trump announced yesterday that there was a great new deal made with Indonesia. And he talked a little bit about the details of that outside the White House as well.
We made a deal with Indonesia. I spoke to their really great president, very popular, very strong, smart. And we made the deal. We have full access to Indonesia, everything. As you know, Indonesia is very strong on copper, but we have full access to everything. We will pay no tariffs. So they are giving us access into Indonesia, which we never had. That's probably the biggest part of the deal. And the other part is they are going to pay 19%, and we are going to pay nothing.
Like it was a really,
We're paying yesterday. Jack squat.
Zero.
Zero.
And, this is a area, I guess, of the world that we've not had access to before. So the fact that we do now is something. He's also talking about the details of the India trade deal will be released imminently. So that's also really good. Hi, Barry.
That's Barry Bear. He came in to say hello to everybody. Hi, buddy.
So
Hi, buddy.
sweet.
The good boy. We can't see his face. He's a good boy.
Trump also went after Adam Schiff yesterday, and just read this tweet of his to folks.
Okay. I have always suspected Shifty Adam Schiff was a scam artist, and now I learn that Fannie Mae's Financial Crimes Division have concluded that Adam Schiff has engaged in a sustained pattern of possible mortgage fraud. Adam Schiff said that his primary residence was in Maryland to get a cheaper mortgage and rip off America when he must live in California because he was a congressman from California. I always knew Adam Schiff was a crook. The fraud began with the refinance of his Maryland property on February 6, 2009, and continued through multiple transactions until the Maryland property was correctly designated as a second home on October 13th, 2020. Mortgage fraud is very serious, and crooked Adam Schiff, now a senator, needs to be brought to justice.
Yes! No one's above the law.
Yes. More of this, please.
More of this, please. Well, you got it, because he also talked about this in the same setting. Here he is to say more.
I'll tell you what, I think Adam Schiff is one of the lowest of the low.
Yep.
I would love to see him brought to justice. He is a dishonest, crooked guy. I don't know about the individual charge, if that even happens. But Adam Schiff is a serious lowlife.
You know what? No one's above the law, you guys.
That's what I just said. That's why I said
no
it.
one.
Not even Adam Schiff, who that's one of his most favorite phrases, is to say no one is above the law.
Exactly.
Now, he's obviously upset about these accusations, and he said, since I led his first impeachment, Trump has repeatedly called for me to be arrested for treason. So in a way, I guess this is a bit of a letdown. And this baseless attempt at political retribution won't stop me from holding him accountable, not by a long shot. Because how well did those other impeachments work out?
Right. Holding him accountable for what? We'll see how much of a letdown. Like, we'll see. We'll see how baseless it is.
Well, and it's funny because Adam Schiff would like to blame Trump for this, but it has actually nothing to do with him and everything to do with a whistleblower. Read this from Christine Bish.
I love her name, Bish. Senator Schiff, let's be clear. This complaint did not begin with President Trump, nor is it about political retribution. I authored the complaint, compiled the evidence, and firmly believe your actions amount to violations of mortgage law, insurance fraud, tax infractions, and misrepresentation under state and federal election statutes. Oh, damn. You continue to frame this as partisan theatrics, but the facts speak for themselves. This is about accountability under the law. No one, not even a sitting U.S. senator, is above it. Despite President Trump's repeated calls to bring you to justice, I won't be deterred. The accusations are serious. The evidence is credible, and I will ensure this moves forward, not because of who you are, but because of what the facts reveal. Christine Bish.
Oh, yes.
Christine Bish is about to get her bish on. Yeah. Bring it.
Right? I mean,
I
this seems legit. Like this could go somewhere, and I am here for
I'm totally down to clown with all of this.
By the way, if there are those of you who are not down to clown with Ozempic and the like, but you would still like to lose a few pounds, Daisy's going to tell you a quick way to do it.
Yeah, lean. We're about halfway through the summer, and some of you probably have said, listen, I got to lose like that 10 pounds I've been trying to lose for the past 3 years. And if you've been putting it off and you want to get it off once and for all, lean may be your secret weapon to help curb your appetite naturally. There's no shots or prescriptions or any of that crap. It has it's Caralluma in it. If you've never heard of Caralluma, it's an edible cactus that grows in India. And it's a natural appetite suppressant, and it's one of the many natural ingredients in lean. So if you just want to quiet the food noise and curb your appetite and lose those last few pounds, and you just need a little push, you can use code CHICKS20 at takelean.com for 20% off your first order to get you started. It's as close as you can come to the benefits of those injection things. And
without
without injections. And it was created to maintain your healthy blood sugar and help control your appetite and your cravings. So, and it has Caralluma in it. You can get started with 20% off. Just use CHICKS20, that code, at takelean.com. That's takelean.com, CHICKS20, 20% off.
Do it. So remember how there were all those wildfires in California, and then there were all these rumors, and then of course California sucked at managing them, and then there were all these rumors that what was going to happen to all of that destroyed property was that homeowners who lost their homes were going to end up getting these deals from the government where they would completely underbid and like buy up the property for nothing and then put like low income housing on it. And then remember how Gavin was like, "No, that's never going to happen. I would never do that."
And it's
well,
happened. It's happened. Totally happened.
The California Senate passed SB 549, granting LA County authority to purchase fire-destroyed lots for minimal cost and convert them into low-income housing, directly contradicting Newsom's previous assurance to homeowners that such government-driven property conversions would not happen.
Surprise! Surprise! Yeah, people. Scorpio. This is Scorpio said it's Maui 2.0. Yeah. I mean, it's like this totally. Is all it's all textbook at this point. You know,
it's just disgusting how poorly managed California and other Democrat led places are. Yeah. They're useless. And speaking of Gavin, you've probably seen some clips. We meant to play them yesterday. Totally my fault. Completely forgot I had them. But I do have them for you today. He was on the Shawn Ryan show. They talked for 4 hours.
He did the hands thing. He did all of his.
Oh my God. I can't believe he's not like passed out from exhaustion from how much hand dancing he did.
Yeah. The hand.
It was out of control. And he's lying or he's having trouble answering a question the bigger those hand movements get. So for example, Shawn was asking him about the whole trans issue and like, do you really think it's appropriate to like cut the boobs off of 9-year-olds, for example? And you would have thought that a yes or no question would be pretty easy for Gavin. It's not. Yeah. Here's what happens when you ask him something that's a little bit controversial.
What about for your values? I mean, is 8 years old too young?
Yeah, I mean, look, I now that I have a 9-year-old, just became 9. Come on, man, I get it.
Do you?
So those are legit. You know, it's interesting. Just the issue of age. As someone that's been so focused on equality, broadly LGBT rights, particularly gay marriage. The trans issue for me is also novel. It's over the last few years. I'm trying to understand as much as anyone else. Whole pronoun thing, trying to understand all of that. That was like the hell. I mean, all that stuff. I get it.
I mean, it was a yes or no question.
Right. If it's so hard for you to understand that, if you're having a hard time with this, you have no business being president because you are, in fact, an idiot. You're an idiot. He's like, I'm having a hard time navigating and understanding, and I'm doing my workout here with my. What an idiot this guy is.
Oh my God. He's a liar. He's a sleazebag liar.
A total con man. An absolute con man.
I can't believe people fall for it at all.
I can't either.
It's incredible, but they do. And even when there's video evidence of him saying something, he has no problem lying straight to Shawn Ryan's face. For example, there was a question that Shawn asked him about the whole cleanup of San Francisco when President Xi was coming to town.
Right.
And he denies it, you guys. So look at this little before, or this, I guess, after and before in this case. This is incredible.
You got a lot of shit when Xi came to California.
Yeah.
And, the big narrative was, and I tend to believe it, is, we hear a lot about San Francisco and the homelessness and pooping on the road and all that kind of stuff. And it seemed like all of that was cleaned up when Xi came to town.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Complete bullshit.
That's complete bullshit.
I know folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true because it's true.
Okay.
I've
read that there's, they've only issued 1% of the permits that are needed for people. Cause we were talking about how there's going to be low income housing, like in the Palisades and stuff like that. But there's the people that actually had homes there, like 1% of the permits to have them rebuild their homes have been issued. How does this guy have time to do podcasts? He should be helping the people of his state. Same thing goes for Karen Bass. I mean, she has time to be helping illegals. Like, these people are absolutely useless at their jobs. Useless. But he's going on a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time to do this. Like, if he were actually doing his effing job, he'd be like, I'm sorry, I don't have time to do a podcast. I have shit to do at my job.
Right.
But he's like, let me go on this 4-hour podcast and just, and lie for 4 hours.
I mean, and that was a perfect example of it right there. He lied. I mean, he's already admitted previously, yeah, we did clean up for G. It's true because it's true, he said. And now he's going to be on Shawn Ryan saying that's just bullshit?
Yeah.
What? Wow.
And meanwhile, his state is just falling apart. It is just on fire, literally.
Mm-hmm.
It's falling apart. And people there are like, oh, no, this is fine. We like him. What is wrong with you?
Well, what's not wrong with some people is their master internet skills. And when they make fun of Gavin in the best ways possible, like
It's gay, right? I mean, the way you talk and cross your legs and shit.
Okay, I crossed my legs like this because my balls are too small. I basically have no balls. So it kind of gives me the freedom to cross my legs all gay like this and to express my inner gayness,
Mm-hmm.
And then I like to move my hands as if I was some sort of retard, because that's basically my demographic. Retarded gay Democrats and shit like that.
I'm really glad that we brought that word back. We can just use it freely.
So both of them, both of those words.
Both those words have been brought back. It's like the 80s are back, you guys. We can just say them freely. And nobody gets, I'm sorry about my dog. I think my husband's home. I'm sorry.
Is your door open?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just close it.
I'll close it. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Okay.
He's so excited though. Like he's so excited. She's not used to having that talkative of a dog, you guys.
Sorry.
So listen, we are not the only ones, clearly, who are noticing the hand jive gesticulations of this insane governor. Will Cain also did a whole thing about it. Here he is.
Extremely effeminate. This is absolutely incredible. The variety of hand movements used by Governor Gavin Newsom. His hands are going back and forth as though he's waving an airplane into its gate. He does fists. He does open hands. He does thumbs back and forth. He's doing the choo-choo train. He's measuring things vertically. He's got good extension while the thumb is pointing back to himself. He's a third base coach. When he wants to make a big point, he puts fist out. I mean, he is definitely doing a lot. Everything short of brushing his thighs. But here's my favorite one. And I can't wrap my head around how this one gets in the repertoire. The wrist-to-wrist issue. He makes a fist with both hands, and as though he's putting on perfume and rubbing it together, he puts his wrists together to make a point. What I don't get is where you're emphasizing a point by putting perfume on your wrists. He does this thing where he puts his wrists together while holding a fist in both hands.
I love that. Perfume on the wrist.
Extremely effeminate.
Yes, that's what women do. Women totally do that with perfume.
Totally. This is what.
Oh my God. That is.
He's got a whole menu of movements that he has.
God.
It is out of control, you guys. Out of control. Super excited because you guys remember when we showed you the Chef IQ smart meat thermometers that were so cool? Same company has the coolest countertop ice machine.
Oh my God.
That makes the little freaking pebbles. It is so neat.
I call it Sonic Ice. Do you guys ever go to Sonic? I don't know. I'm a Sonic girl, but they have, the Sonic Ice. It's like perfect pebbles. That's what I call. I'm obsessed with this ice. I'm such an ice diva. But if you know, it's like that small ice that's perfectly sized pebbles, and I have no idea why, but it just makes drinks better. And the Pebble Ice Maker by Chefman, it's the same people that made the meat thermometers, like Mock said, and all the other amazing gadgets that they have. But the ice is soft and it's chewable, and it makes drinks colder. And it absorbs the drinks that you put them in, and it's exponentially better than regular ice. And I will die on the Pebble Ice Hill. I will totally do that. I am a diva about a few things like coffee and ice. and Pebble Ice is life, but they make this super high quality ice maker and it's built to last. And I'm sorry, my dogs are barking. I'm sorry. Right now you can get up to 30% off. You can visit chefman.com/chicks. Use promo code chicks30. It's very small. It's compact. I had it in our pantry, but now I have it on the counter, like right next to the fridge, because it takes up like zero space.
And it makes it in like less than an hour.
Yeah,
it's so fast.
It's really great. You could put it under a kitchen cabinet. It'd be perfect in like an apartment or an RV, like an office, a bar, an outdoor patio. It's portable. You can take it with you. Like if you're entertaining outdoors or grilling, you don't need a water line to hook it up. Just fill the water tank and you just turn it on. So it makes 33 pounds of chewable, soft, yummy ice. So just visit chefman.com/chicks. Use promo code chicks30 and get it, because it's it's just the greatest. It'd be a great gift.
We're gonna put it because in my son's the guest house, the little apartment that he stays in over the garage, there we have an old style refrigerator that we had to buy ice trays for. And so when I saw this and saw how little room it takes, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's absolutely
I'm
fantastic.
Obsessed with it. Obsessed with the ice.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So we've played this before, but I thought, well, since we're already talking about Gavin and his crazy hand gestures, it is worth playing Vincent Oshana's impression of Gavin Newsom once more, because it just doesn't get old.
Millions of acres of the state, displaced countless amounts of family. Do you take responsibility for any of this? And is there anything more you think you could have done?
Not really. I think these fires were very devastating. I think the full scope of what actually has happened, we're not there yet. Okay, these people's houses are just destroyed. People are suffering. People are sad. But we're Californians. We're going to push through. We're going to push through. And where we're going, the vision is 10 times bigger than anybody else can even imagine.
Former President Trump has recently criticized your leadership, saying that you failed California. What's your response to him, and what does the future of California look like?
To be honest with you, I try to block that rhetoric, because the words that come out of his mouth, all the words out of his lips, they don't mean anything to me. He needs to use these more, because the future of California is bright. It's so bright. When you really try to look at it, I mean, really, really look at how bright it is, you're going to need shades to live in California 24 hours a day.
Critics are saying that you're all hand gestures and no action. What's your response to that?
I think people are wrong. Okay, they need to wake up. I speak with passion. I speak with fire, no pun intended. And I feel if I use my hands a lot, people won't be focused on the lies that are coming out of my mouth, because I lie a lot.
Right. It's true. How did that other guy not laugh? I mean, if we did that and I was like touching your face, you'd be dying.
Oh my God, I would be dying.
No way.
So good. And then if it couldn't get even more embarrassing, like it just even got more embarrassing for Gavin Newsom, because he has this official press account that puts out, it's an account that like constantly fights with people and tries to make California look really good. So somebody on Twitter said Democrat-led, cities and states or whatever are shitholes. This is what they said. And they responded to it. I am not making this up. They responded to it by putting a little collage of 4 different photos of California and saying, oh, really? Is this a shithole? 3 of them were like from 8 to 10 years ago. One of them was from Nevada, you guys. So
oh my
they
God.
actually used a photo of Nevada to say we're not a shithole.
We're not. we're also not Nevada. What the hell? I cannot.
It does not get better than this. I'm sorry, but that is hilarious.
Somebody just called us whores.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they say something so awful?
I don't know. What Up just said 2 right whores in a podcast, dude. Seriously? Like, come say that to my face. Come say it to my face at 7:33 a.m. That's what he said.
Oh, that's forever ago. I'm never going to find that.
What Up? That was a minute ago. He said,
comment again so I can block you.
Yeah, come on, wanna say something else again. Like we want you to call us whores again.
Or just defend that. Like if we're whores, you just go ahead and defend the picture of Nevada.
I want to know why you think we're whores. That's just, okay. Like that was awesome.
I mean, we get called all the things. So that's
but whores? I mean, really?
My husband is going to be alarmed.
I know. So's mine. My husband would be like, okay, whores. All right.
Oh my gosh. All right. Moving on. We need to talk about the embarrassment. Speaking of embarrassment, NBC. Oh my God, did they F up yesterday so hard? So hard. So, all the controversy swirling around the Autopen, and it's not even controversial. It was just ridiculous, the extent to which Biden's team did stuff without his knowledge. I mean, he's going to say he knew stuff, but we all know he didn't know stuff. So NBC still trying to cover for Biden. This is how ridiculous they are. Even after the Jake Tapper book, they're still trying to cover for Biden. They actually posted a story saying, well, the House Oversight Committee chair, James Comer, used a digital signature to send out letters and subpoena notices related to the Autopen investigation. As if this is the same thing.
Oh my God. I can't. Just stop.
Oh my God.
Just stop.
This is so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. But but people on the left they'll embrace this.
I hope they do, because they even like anybody that has like the slightest bit of computer know-how knows how completely not the same these things are.
Yeah.
Like James Comer is aware that he has a digital signature that he can just copy and paste onto forms. I have the same thing.
We have it too. We all have it. Like we all.
This is not a big deal.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. So Molly Hemingway said, I'm trying to understand why this article was written other than to push Democrat propaganda and avoid covering the investigation into Biden's decline. Is the argument from the author, Ryan Nobles, that Comer doesn't know he's sending these letters and subpoenas that he talks about all the time?
Yeah.
Is that the argument? They cannot be serious.
They're trying to draw a correlation, and there is no correlation.
Oh my God.
It's apples to oranges.
It's so funny to me that this is what they're doing.
But it's the same kind of argument as when Jasmine Crockett will say he has dementia.
Right.
Trump also, he has dementia and Joe Biden didn't. And it's like, what are you even doing? Stop it. Just stop.
It's so embarrassing. So James Comer's response to this was so perfect. He tagged Ryan Nobles and was like, there's still time to delete this, Ryan.
It's so great.
It was so perfect. And then it turned out that somebody also looked into NBC and their SEC filings, and their reporters, their most recent SEC filings were also digitally signed. So they know that this is a thing. They know that you can digitally sign stuff, but they decided for whatever reason to protect Biden still, that they were going to make this a thing. And everybody is making fun of them for it. Literally everybody.
Yeah. Digital signatures are totally different. I think everybody knows that.
Oh my God.
Stop. Just stop.
It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this is the left. This is what they do. And this is the media for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of the media and how ridiculous they are, there was the most hilarious New York Times headline yesterday from someone on Biden's border advisor team saying, I was one of Biden's border advisors. Here's how to fix our immigration system. And so Peter Hassan was like, I was captain of the Titanic. Here's how to avoid icebergs.
Oh my God. Why?
I don't know.
New York Times, why? Hey, you know what would be a great guest essay? Is this guy. Let's totally get this guy. Don't do that.
Oh my God. It's
oh
just,
my
you cannot make this up. And then there was even another one, because then the Homeland Security stepped in and was like, I was Humpty Dumpty. Here's how to sit on a wall.
I can only imagine. They just go on and on. Oh my God. I was Casey Anthony.
God.
Here's how to babysit a kid.
Right.
Stop.
I mean,
I was
this
OJ
is out of
Simpson.
control.
Here's how to be a good husband. Stop. Stop it.
It's just so embarrassing. And yet, people on the left, people in the media, people like Joy Reid continue to say that we, Trump supporters, are in a cult.
Okay.
Here she is talking to, what's his name? I can't even remember. It doesn't
Trump
matter.
has those kind of voters. They are dedicated to him personally. They care more about him being happy than them being happy. They care more about him having what he wants than them having what they want. They will give up their health care. They will let their daughters be destroyed. They will let their families be destroyed. They will do. There's nothing he can do. He can drown them in Texas. He can take away their FEMA. He can do anything he wants to them. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a cult.
My daughters are doing just fine, and they're also both Texans. And they're doing fine. They're doing great.
Wait, you didn't know that Trump personally drowned all the people in that flood?
I did not know that. I was unaware of that.
Did it.
And no rights have been taken away from my two daughters. They're doing just fine. I get so sick of that narrative. I really do.
I know. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know this is going to come as a huge, huge shock to everybody, but another trans weirdo was just arrested for trying to burn down a Republican headquarters, a party office in Michigan. And this is what they look like. And their bio reads, sexually fluid, gender fluid, autistic, bipolar, emo, goth, he, they, she pronouns.
Okay.
This is fine.
Yeah, trans violence
is at all.
It is out of control. It is. And it is, you're right. That is kind of a cult. And that individual looks a little like Iggy Pop, just putting it out there.
Yeah, that is
something like if you saw that walking down the street, that is what my daughter should be afraid of.
Exactly. Becky Weiss, our friend Becky Weiss, who we've had on the show previously, she did a response video to I don't even know why this person is doing it, but there's a trans person who made a video where they're not facing like the camera, they're turned away.
Okay.
And it's actually a little hard to hear them, but you'll see the captions on the screen as well. If you're listening and not watching, we're at the 42-minute mark and you can watch this later. But you can still hear it. And this trans person is trying to say that because there is evidence in the animal kingdom of trans behavior among creatures like starfish and whatnot, that means that human trans people, like this whole thing is legitimate. And Becky Weiss's response to it is so awesome. It had to be shared. Please enjoy.
If you claim that transgender people are unnatural, then explain how mushrooms have over 20,000 sexes.
You're not a mushroom. Who said that?
Or how slugs are born with both male and female organs.
You're not a slug. Where's that coming from?
Or how some sea snails are born male and transition to female as they grow.
Humans are not sea snails. What the heck is that?
Or how trees can be male one year, but then female the next, meaning that transgender existence isn't even new. It's literally part of how nature and biology have worked for thousands of years.
Just because one species can do a thing doesn't mean all species can do that same thing. And if your species requires surgical or medical intervention to do that thing, then it is by definition not natural.
Right.
Wait, someone there? Who said that?
Yes.
Love that. That was a perfect response.
She's so correct.
Sea snails can change their gender. Therefore, I legitimately I become a woman when I cut my junk
dick off. When I cut my dick off. Yeah.
What?
No, it's probably unnatural when you have to lop your dick off.
Right.
Pro tip.
And take all kinds of hormones. You know what I mean? Like, and do all of the mutilating. I mean,
that's something that sea snails don't have to do.
Right. Unless they're sea snail surgeons that we are simply unaware of.
We may be unaware. Somebody could call us and let us know.
It's all fake. It's just them lying to themselves, you guys, and we are not playing along with the delusions. Speaking of fake, there's another protest apparently nationwide that's being planned for tomorrow, for the 17th of July, all across the country. I forget what they're calling it. It's some ridiculous. Yeah, it's a whole other new protest.
Again? Like that's all
Again.
these people. Do these people have no, they don't have
no.
No, they don't. What was I thinking? I'm sorry. I shouldn't
They do not
said that out loud. Right.
But there's this company, I think we may have mentioned this company before, but there is an actual company called Crowds on Demand whose whole job is to recruit and pay people to show up at these protests because they don't have grassroots support. They don't have enough grassroots support to just make this happen organically. So companies like Soros-led companies will pay companies like whatever I just said, Crowds on Demand, to create crowds, which is so pointless and stupid, but this is where we are today. And there was an interview with the CEO of Crowds on Demand saying that they turned down $20 million for this Thursday's protests. Here's the story.
The organizers of the July 17th demonstrations approached you.
Interests aligned with the organizers of the July 17th movement have approached us. And in fact, we rejected an offer that probably is worth around $20 million.
Oh my God.
$20 million?
Correct. I mean, this is a nationwide thing, right? It's not to say I would have made $20 million personally, but the value of the contract would have been worth around that amount nationwide to organize huge demonstrations around the country. But personally, I just don't think it's effective. So I'm not trying to call myself virtuous for rejecting it. What I'm saying is I'm rejecting it not because I don't want to take the business, but because frankly, this is going to be ineffective. It's going to make us all look bad.
So I asked Swart who exactly offered him the $20 million. That, of course, was the natural question, but he says he would not say, says he does not talk about who exactly his clients are, that it would be bad for business, and he's been in business for 15 years and he has to turn down a lot of contracts. But, interesting, $20 million is it's a lot of money.
Oh, Brian, quickly, before I let you go, did he explain about why he doesn't want to be involved with Thursday's protests?
Well, he said he had some concern about violence based on what he's seen in the past, but mostly he just doesn't think that it's productive or really making a difference big picture about how the country feels about President Trump. And he says he just didn't want to get involved.
If you have to pay people, if it's not organic, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
You're on the wrong side of things. This is the thing. I cannot believe these people think that this is effective in any way. Like and I can't believe there's a company that does that.
Right.
I mean, I guess
they're just out there, and we all know they're out there. So why would we take any protest seriously ever?
I mean, I guess see a need, fill a need. That's capitalism for you. And that's capitalism for you. So these anti-capitalism schmucks are employing a capitalist company that's like, see a need, fill a need. We're going to go ahead and like put fake protesters out there screaming about how they're anti-capitalist.
Right.
What in the hell is going on? Like, this is
Make that make sense.
Make it make sense.
You can't. Nobody can. It's ridiculous.
This
is all
liberalism.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It is a mental disorder. Liberalism.
I think I know why Bear has been so mad. I think it's because
Why?
he wants you to talk about coat defense.
He's such a baby.
He wants you to talk about these amazing products that you can get.
I've used it on him. I've washed him twice already because he was kind of itchy when he came to us. I don't know what the deal is with that because you never know if you adopt them, you don't know where they actually come from. You know what I mean? But I've washed him a couple times and I've used the powder with him. Coat Defense is nothing short of miraculous for itchy, irritated skin, ear issues, hot spots. I think that he's at least half German Shepherd just based on his body type. And so I feel like we're going to have issues with, the ear stuff and the skin stuff and stuff like that. And if he ever has a run-in with the skunk like Theo did a month back, I know that all I have to do is sprinkle some preventative powder on him, let it soak for a couple minutes, and then wash him in the shampoo because the stuff is miraculous. It smells amazing. The balm is great for like their sensitive toe beans and their hot spots and abrasions. The preventative powder is amazing. You put it in their ears. You can put it on their dog beds to prevent yeast and itchiness and odor. And you don't need all the injections and the steroids and the antibiotics and the antifungals. You don't need all that. You can just get your doggo some Coat Defense because it is the best stuff. You're going to be glad that you did. It's transformational. They love it. It's non-toxic. It's all natural. And you can save 15% at coatdefense.com. Be sure to enter code CHICKS when you check out. CoatDefense.com. .com code chicks. Give it to your dogs. They will love it.
Do you really think you got to do a DNA test on him and see if he's German Shepherd?
It's funny you said that because Greg, my husband, he's like, we're going to do that. So in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a swab test to see what he is. I think he's at least half German Shepherd. They said that he was an Anatolian Shepherd mix, but I just, his body looks so German Shepherdy.
Oh, I can't wait to find out. I love stuff like that.
I like finding out. I know. So I will let you guys know.
Hey, is the person that called us whores, have they called us Nazis yet? Because that's another word that the left has decided to completely devalue the meaning of.
Yes.
So I'm curious because that's fine. And it's going to be another one of those words that gets ruined by the left. And in fact, Greg Gutfeld was just talking about this and made a suggestion about how we should treat the word Nazi.
This is why the criticism doesn't matter to us when you call us Nazis. Nazi this, Nazi that. You know, I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way they were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
I love it.
Did you hear?
Nazi, please.
What does it tell you?
Nazi,
I love
please.
that. Nazi, please.
I mean, it's same thing goes with racist. They totally racist, white supremacists. They just wear it out. This is because they have nothing. They're intellectually lazy, these people. And so they just call you names. That's what they do. They want to shut the conversation down because they don't want to have a conversation because they're lazy.
Right, which is why when dude called us whores, we were showing how idiotic Gavin Newsom is, which they cannot argue against. It's impossible.
So
it's
he's
impossible.
like, "You're a whore." Really? So what you're saying is that I have sex for money. It's entirely factually incorrect, but you don't want to have that conversation. I promptly after the show will say that to my husband and he will laugh maniacally at the
and he'll be like, where's the money?
Where's the money? Exactly. Totally.
All right. It has to be done. I hate to do it, but we need to continue to do it because news keeps coming out about Epstein files. And unfortunately, the Trump administration, God love them, and you know that we do, they keep botching this further and further and further. And it's just getting worse and worse for them. And I don't understand why they keep doing it, but they do. Here's what's going on. Here's what happened yesterday. Couple times Trump was asked about this. The first time he was asked about, what the investigation uncovered, what Pam Bondi found in her review of the documents. We've got a couple clips of him talking specifically about Pam and the documents. Here they are.
Very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing. And in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen, and I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release.
That there should be transparency in the Epstein case. Do you agree with her, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done a very good job. And I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that. I would like to see that also. But I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important. And you want credible evidence for something like that. And I think the Attorney General's handled it very well.
Then what was in the binders?
She hasn't handled it well at all.
No, she hasn't handled it well. I'm just not sure why he is defending her so much.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure.
And he's been very dismissive of everybody in his supporter group who continues to wonder and ask questions about this and want the transparency. He keeps blowing us off and making it sound like we're crazy for having this curiosity and this, this desire for some transparency and some accountability, which is odd, but it is starting to become an issue amongst Congress people too. Benny Johnson set up studio at the White House or at the Capitol yesterday and was talking to various Congress people about what they think should happen with the files. He talked to Mike Johnson. He talked to James Comer. He talked to a whole bunch of people. Here is what Mike Johnson said.
Transparency. We're intellectually consistent in this. Look, Reagan used to tell us we should trust the American people. I believe in that principle. I know President Trump does as well, and I trust him. I mean, he put together a team of his choosing, and they're doing a great job. It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it. I mean, the White House and the White House team are privy to facts that I don't know. I mean, this isn't my lane. I haven't been involved in that. But I agree with the sentiment that we need to put it out there. And Pam Bondi, I don't know. When she originally made the statement, I think she was talking about documents, as I understood it, they were on her desk. I don't know that she was specific about a list or whatever, but she needs to come forward and explain that to everybody. I like Pam. I mean, I think she's done a good job. We need the DOJ focusing on the major priorities. So let's get this thing resolved so that they can deal with violent crime and public safety and election integrity and going after Act Blue and the things that the president is most concerned about, as we are. So I'm anxious to get this behind us.
Best advice from
Agreed. So there's a comment I want to address. ODB 420 said, it looks like the chicks fall for the media BS. Nobody cared about these files a year ago. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We can bring receipts. We have been talking about this.
We've been playing receipts all for the last 2 weeks. We've been playing the receipts.
And for longer than we've been talking about this for longer than a year. We've been talking about this. So you're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah.
And if you want to go back to shows a year ago, we did care about this a year ago.
So did Donald Trump Jr., who we just played last week, saying last year, where's the Epstein list, demanding the Epstein list. And so you're just wrong. I mean, you're just
wrong. You're wrong about it. People did care about this a year ago. It's not the media that's influencing us.
He just said your whole show has been about this, even though we only just started talking about this literally 45 minutes in.
Okay, right. Okay. No, our whole show is... Really? Check yourself. I don't think so. And I agree with Tucker on this. Tucker made a great point about this where he nailed it, where he said it's frustration from the regular class against the elite class. There's this sense that the elite class is being protected in this. And I agree with that because I think that it's like, it used to be that I thought that it was like Democrats have their own, justice, and then Republicans have their own justice. I feel like it's the elites have their own justice, and then normal people have their own justice. And that's what we're seeing with this. I feel like there's an elite class that's above justice. Regular people want to see these people fry. We just do.
Yes.
So I think that's part of what this is about. It's not just about, I don't know, wanting to see files. It's about, we want these people, we know that there were victims here and that elite people were involved in making these people suffer, women and children. We want those people to be held accountable. And it's not okay that they're not being held accountable, because if it were regular, normal people, they would be held accountable. There shouldn't be two tiers of justice, period.
And by the way, I'm open to the idea that maybe there really was not as much there as everybody thought. And that maybe this whole time, Pam was convinced she was going to look at the files and she was going to be like, oh my God, there's something here, because that's what she was saying in all the Fox interviews. She was teasing it and doing binders about it, making everybody hyped up and amped up that there was going to be a release of incredibly disgusting, horrible, unbelievable information. And then she reviewed them and was like, oh crap, there's nothing here. That's fine if she would have explained that and had been willing to take questions about it. But because they're now gaslighting us, that makes everything 10 times worse and way more suspicious.
Precisely.
That's the problem.
Right.
So I don't know why this is hard, but it is for the elites. They just don't seem to understand why we're feeling completely backstabbed about it. James Comer also told Benny he wants these files out.
Bondi is what? Very quickly.
Take the ball and run with it. People want to see accountability. There have been a lot of investigations. The deep state has been exposed thanks to Radcliffe and Kash Patel. Let's start prosecuting these people. Let's set some examples out of some people.
He's speaking for the country, essentially.
Right.
That has been like, we've been told that there's all kinds of there. So where is the there?
Right.
Where is it?
It's not, this isn't difficult. It isn't difficult. It's like
And
there's double standards. We're kind of sick and tired
Right.
of the double standards. That's all.
And you would think that after all of this hullabaloo in response to the pathetic 2-page memo and the reaction to it, which the White House has seen, that they're aware of it, you would think that they would figure out, oh, we fucked this up. We need to change the messaging. We need to explain ourselves better. We need to, appease the people that have relied on us to be transparent. We need to explain to them exactly what's going on. And so Pam Bondi had an opportunity to do that. She was giving a presser yesterday about some fentanyl bust. And granted, she's doing a great job on all other parts of her job. No shade on her for doing all the other child porn busts and the drug busts. She's doing great. But she was asked, obviously, about the Epstein files, and she just keeps on resisting.
I support you releasing additional credible evidence from the Epstein investigation. Is that something that you are open to doing?
Let me take that first. This today is about fentanyl. This is about a wall of people right outside this room who have died from, I appreciate your question, but this today is about fentanyl overdoses throughout our country and people who have lost loved ones to fentanyl. That's the message that we're here to send today. Nothing about Epstein. I'm not going to talk about Epstein.
That's the problem, is that you won't dedicate a press conference to talking about Epstein.
Just have
That's
a
all
presser.
that has to happen.
Just have a presser.
This is not hard.
No.
My God.
It isn't.
And so the reporters kept trying. They even wanted to ask her, well, what about the story that there's tension between you and Dan Bongino? Here's how she skated around that.
So to your yes, sir.
Is there disruption at the leadership of DOJ and the FBI with your relationship with Dan Bongino that is affecting the operations of
No, I'm not going to talk about personnel matters. No, I was with Director Patel all morning, and we are committed to keeping America safe, making America safe, working with our incredible partners at DEA, FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals to do everything we can to make America safe. And that's what we're focused on. And today we're focused on protecting our kids. And I would ask all of you, when you leave, go look at that wall outside, right outside this room, of all the fentanyl deaths, all the faces of fentanyl that you have done an amazing job putting up.
I'm not going to talk about personnel issues.
Yeah,
that's what you're going to say?
I
Pam.
tread lightly talking about her because everybody's like, you're so mean, Daisy.
I don't see how this is mean. You guys were being gaslit. How are you okay with that?
She's been a big disappointment to me.
So somebody also asked her, like, okay, you want to talk about fentanyl, whatever, but like, is it possible that you're not even going to be in this job for very much longer because of how you've basically botched this whole thing? She totally laughed that off.
I'm going to be here for as long as the president wants me here, and I believe he's made that crystal clear. It's 4 years, well, 3.5 now, right? We've got 6 months in, and it feels like 6 years. But I was with Director Patel this morning, and we are working on fighting violent crime. We are working on all these issues that we deeply care about to make America safe again and get these drugs off our streets.
She won't talk about it, you guys.
Commendable. Get the drugs off the streets. That's great. But
yeah, it is great. That's awesome.
But do an Epstein presser.
Exactly. This is not hard. People have questions.
I mean,
answer them.
It was easy for her to do that, the whole thing with the binders and everything. And now all of a sudden,
she
like, I don't want to talk about
built
it.
it up. She built it up, built it up, and now she's like, "What?
I don't want to talk about it. You did the binder bullshit. Why can't? What is? I can't."
And then, unfortunately, Trump yesterday decided to completely dismiss all of us by saying, "I don't even know why people are interested in this case." Here he is.
I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
Okay, well, that was something at the very end, but I don't know why people are interested in this. I mean, it's not like there were victims or anything. What? That's why we're interested. People deserve justice, for crying out loud.
Right.
Banshee said, Trump really needs to stop commenting on this. Just cold turkey, let it go. I disagree. I disagree. I think he needs to have an actual presser. Somebody does.
I don't think he does. I think he hired people to do this. I agree with Banshee. He needs to stop talking about this.
But how do you do that when you're asked a direct question? Because if you don't answer it, that looks also very sus.
Or just
they just need to get on the same page of messaging. You know what I mean?
If we would quit asking questions if they would have a freaking presser about it and answer the questions and be done with it, and we could put it to bed.
Trump, as you just heard, doesn't understand why people are interested in this. Glenn Beck answered that question very well. If you could please read this out loud.
Here's why the Epstein case does matter to many Trump supporters. It has become a vessel to carry all the hopes and dreams that maybe someone will clean up Washington, D.C. The MAGA movement was built on trust and transparency. We voted for Trump because he promised to unleash radical transparency like we've never seen before. He did it with the JFK files. We saw the facts and moved on when we didn't find a smoking gun. It's true. Yeah. I'd be satisfied if the president came out and said, there's no smoking gun with Epstein either. We can't make a case, but here's the evidence. Look for yourselves.
Yes.
Instead, we haven't seen anything except a video that doesn't even show Epstein's cell. After months of promises and transparency, after Pam Bondi told us the evidence was sitting on her desk and the SDNY was withholding information, we were told the list never even existed. We were told to move on after being led on. That's why we can't be satisfied with this. It feels like the vessel has been shattered. That doesn't mean it can't be repaired, but the administration must release what they can and ask the courts to unseal their evidence. Yes!
Yes.
Redact the names if necessary. Withhold everything necessary to protect the innocent. But let us know why it's being withheld. Be radically transparent. That's what we voted for. If there's truly nothing there, let us see it for ourselves. That is not selfish or disloyal. It's the American way. Yes, Glenn Beck. Yes.
Yes, Glenn Beck. I mean, standing O for that.
Standing freaking O. He is 100% correct. That is exactly what we voted for. And they've done it with other things. They've done it with everything else. So why the F are they not doing it now? It makes me uneasy. It makes other people uneasy, and it will affect us in the midterms. I promise you it will, because I have kids in their 30s, and my son-in-law the other day, he was like, that was a little sketch.
Yeah.
Because he's a big MAGA guy, and he was like, that was a little sketch that they did that. Why did they do that? I'm a little taken aback that the fact that they dangled it and then they took it away. Why'd they do that? It makes people not trust. It makes people distrust. That's not okay. I mean,
that's
as much
not
as
okay.
The people here are saying, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It matters to some people. And even if it matters to like 20% of the people, that will affect us in midterms. I don't want it to affect us.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how many tweets I've seen from huge supporters of his who are like, why bother even voting in the midterms? Nothing's going to change. This is the kind of stuff that turns people completely off because they feel utterly helpless to make any changes. And we thought that we were getting some change. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So Mike Davis, who we've had on the show a couple times, he's a lawyer who's like very much inside the Beltway and advises a lot of the legal team in terms of the Trump administration, and huge Trump supporter. And he has been adamant that we're just making, not we personally, but like people who are invested in this case are making way too big of a deal about it. We should just trust what has been said to us, and that's that. And he's actually really being nasty to Trump supporters right now, saying, let's be crystal clear, MAGA influencers do not have a power base separate from Trump. Their power is derivative of Trump. Trump isn't running for re-election. They need Trump a hell of a lot more than he needs them. Quote, I'll stay home in the next election. Go for it.
Really?
So he's basically just brushing off any influencers who actually care about how botched the messaging has been on this. And we're trying to talk to him. We're hoping that we can talk to him tomorrow and have a fight with him about this, because we don't get how he can't see this.
Well, I think it's because he lives inside the Beltway.
Yeah.
And if you live inside the Beltway, you think this shit doesn't matter. If you are a normal person that lives in real America, this shit matters.
Yeah, of course it matters. Of course it matters. So we're hoping to talk to him. We'll see what happens. All right, moving on, because unlike the loser that we just ended up banning from here, we are not spending our entire show about this one topic. My
You're
God.
such a whore.
We actually need to talk about the fact that Zohran Mamdani is actually trying to blame the decline of tourism in New York City on Trump.
We, as Bob was saying, fight back against an authoritarian administration and Donald Trump's attempt at ripping up the very fabric of the city that we call home, of the country that we belong to and that we love. We know that his policies, they are not just disappearing our neighbors, detaining our friends.
Disappearing our neighbors.
They are also turning the world away from our city.
Okay.
The rapid decline of tourists coming to this city is an issue not simply for us living up to our word as a city that welcomes the world, but it's one that has very real economic impacts for artists that are with me here today and those beyond. It is the difference between whether or not people can afford to keep calling the city their home.
Of course they're not going to be able to continue to afford it. You keep taxing the shit out of everybody. That's your plan.
And it smells like urine. Why would you want to go there? I don't want to go there.
The reason the tourism has declined there is in part because of how violent it is. Here's a perfect example. The New York Post reported that a maniac stabbed a sleeping man on a train at least 3 times in the head.
Oh my God.
It happened on Monday. The same freaking guy was arrested last Thursday for stabbing his own mom.
Oh my God.
But because of their freaking bail rules, he got let out on Saturday. So what does he do? He goes and just stabs random strangers. And this is completely predictable, yet this is how New York City manages their crime.
Yeah, they're like, come here for the New York style pizza, stay and get murdered. Woo!
I mean, it's crazy, you guys.
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy. And speaking of New York, of course, the mayor's race isn't over. I mean, we've got to wait until the midterm election cycle to see who actually wins. And we told you yesterday or earlier in the week that Andrew Cuomo is going to be running as an independent. He must have, now I don't know this for sure, but I am alleging that he has hired Tim Walz to be his campaign manager because this is the video that he put out yesterday without any caption whatsoever. He just wants you to see this.
Oh my God.
I'm so embarrassed for him.
They just happen to have a camera. Yeah, okay. It's this. It's
elect me. I can jumpstart a car.
I mean, come on. It was
my
like
God.
Tim Walz on the air filter. I was like, remember when he did
That's
the air
the
filter
thing.
thing? What he should have been doing is like a PSA on how men should use tampons. That's what he should have been doing. But this, I mean, it's
so
like they just
embarrassing.
happen to have all these different camera angles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. What is it with Democrats trying to make men look like men and do manly things? Because
They
they
haven't for so long.
because they're not manly and they don't do manly things. And so they have to force them into these situations where they're doing manly things because they're not manly at all. It's
so
weird.
sad.
It is so
It's
weird
really-
and cringe.
So cringe. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Speaking of cringe, back during Pride Month, there was a video that I missed that I caught up with yesterday and wanted to share of one of those ridiculous Queers for Palestine people who got called out by one of those awesome man on the street folks. And even when they're called out directly and proven to be categorically wrong about everything they believe, they still just continue to be idiots. Case in point.
Palestine?
Yeah, I am pro-Palestine. Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that in Palestine it's punishable by death to be gay? Well, no, did you know that?
Well, I didn't, but I mean, I still don't.
You had no
think
clue?
that- No.
Did you know Israel's the only place in the Middle East where it's even legal to be gay?
That's okay. I still don't think that people deserve to be experience genocide and be mass murdered. So
I don't either,
Yeah,
but-
I believe in equal rights above all.
Sure.
People's religious beliefs are beyond me. Do I
Sure.
think that people deserve the right to like live freely
Sure,
and
sure.
exist? Yeah, I do.
Right.
No matter what their personal
But
beliefs
you're
are.
comfortable like supporting a government that kills
I
gay
am.
people?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
That kills gay people just for being gay.
I am. Yeah, because I think that they should still be able to live. I don't believe in genocide. Do you believe in genocide?
There's not.
Do you believe
There's no
in
genocide.
people
There's no
that-
genocide.
There is
What?
genocide.
There's not. What do you
There is
define as genocide?
People being mass murdered.
That's not what genocide. This is war.
No, that's mass murder.
There's a difference between war and
It's mass
genocide.
murder.
Thank you, Happy Pride. I double dog dare that biatch to wear that glitter bra into Palestine.
Yeah, please allow us to
Do
pay for
it.
your airfare.
Yeah, I will happily crowdfund for you, lady. Wear that into Palestine. Let's see how long you last. Like
You can't
gay
make up this level of dumb. You can't.
Right. Gay people aside, as a woman wearing that getup, let's see how well you do in the Middle East, like
Mhm.
over there. Like with
Aside from Israel, because
aside
in
from
Israel, you'd be fine.
In
You'd be
Israel, you would
absolutely
be
fine.
just fine in Israel. But every other place, let's see how well you do in the glitter bra. Oh my God.
Happy story from that neck of the woods, if you will. The lead singer of Disturbed, his name is David Draiman, and he has become friends with the Bibas widower, who lost his entire family thanks to the Hamas October 7th. And so apparently at the funeral, at the ceremony for the family members who were killed on October 7th, Yarman Bibas, I think Yarden, is it Yarden or Yarman? I forget his first name, but the father who lost his entire family wanted to play a Disturbed song at the ceremony. And this was so touching to David Draiman that he, met Mr. Bibas and of course had this song at the ceremony and talked about how touching and how meaningful that was for him. Here he is.
Yarden and I first got in contact with one another leading up to the funeral of his family. Someone had gotten word to me that he wanted to use one of my songs for the funeral ceremony. I, of course, was more than happy and truth be told, absolutely blown away that it would even be considered for something like that. That song, Hold On to Memories, I mean, that's precisely the type of thing it was written for. It couldn't possibly gain greater poignancy than through what is probably the greatest tragedy to befall the Jewish people since the Holocaust. I think everyone, fell in love with the father he is and, the family he lost. And I never felt so close to another family's children. It's as if they were my own. Now that it's finally come to the point where we finally got to meet face to face and I got to, see it's just the sweetest, most demure, most genuine human. He's just such you feel it from him, but you can feel his pain too. You can see to survive that level of adversity, to survive that level of torture, to have everything that you love most in life just absolutely torn, and to still persevere, to keep going. It's a crazy thing to even be a part of any part of the story. I'm humbled by the experience.
Yeah,
I love that so much.
I don't know how some of those people do it.
Yeah. Anyway, I just had to share that because it was very, very sweet. Also, wanted to share, I got to tell you, this is when my xenophobia or whatever the word is, whatever you guys want to call it, is it a bigot? I don't know. Whatever.
We're both bigots. Yeah.
Yeah, when I see in America a full-on burqa,
Yeah.
I bristle. And
Yeah, me too.
whatever that makes me, I don't care. You can call me all the things.
Right.
So this is what somebody came across when they went to a New Jersey medical facility for treatment. This is who was taking care of them. This person.
Oh,
this is a staffer in New Jersey.
I'd walk out. Bye.
Right?
No way.
So this is the thing. This is what I want to ask you. Would you be okay with your medical provider coming into your waiting room looking like this? I'm sorry. This is not okay.
Nope. I'd get up and I'd walk the F out. Nope.
Absolutely not. And so this was posted by Amy Meck, and she wrote, "This is what medical care looks like in a New Jersey hospital. A walking symbol of Sharia, fully veiled in a niqab, handling your health records." Let's be clear. Anyone fleeing an Islamic regime and still choosing to wear this oppressive uniform in America is not escaping Sharia. They are here to spread it. Deport them. This is not diversity. It is civilizational infiltration. Our hospitals are becoming ideological war zones staffed by people who openly support Sharia, and yet non-Muslims are expected to trust them with our lives. I said it years ago, and I'll say it again louder. Be cautious when you're under the care of a devout Islamic medical professional. You may be their patient, but to them, you are an infidel, a kafir. And let's not pretend this is rare. Across the country, there are endless documented cases of Muslim doctors and med students celebrating violent jihad. And she went on to say, there's a little bit more. This is not religious freedom. It is ideological warfare. The burqa is not just fabric. It is a political flag. It is a uniform of allegiance, not to America, but to Islamic supremacy. We need to push our leaders at every level to wake up, stop bowing. Am I back?
You're back. You're back now. Yeah, they need to stop bowing to tolerance. I'm so sick of this crap. I'm tired of it. No, it's oppressive. It's bullshit. Reject it. Absolutely.
It's terrifying. I legit get scared when I see that.
Oh, me too. But I would walk out. I'd be like, oh, hell no. Can you imagine being Jewish?
Oh my God.
And sitting there and that walking in? No.
Nope.
No. As a mom of daughters, if I were sitting there with my daughter, no. Absolutely
oh my God.
Oppressive. I'd be like, this is what you don't want to be.
And I'm sorry, but how does a hospital allow that when they clearly have normally they have a scrubs dress code, right? Why is this permitted? This is crazy.
They get a pass.
This is crazy.
They get a total pass because of DEI. It's a pass. It's absolute bullcrap.
Yeah.
Reject it. Yeah.
Yikes. All right. We need some good stuff. And I learned a Hebrew word, which I think you guys will all appreciate when you hear this.
Say dog in Hebrew, kelev. And you know what kelev means? It means lev means heart. Kelev means like a heart. A dog is like all heart. Yes. Dogs are such beautiful creatures because they're pure heart. And the language of Hebrew recognizes that.
Isn't that the greatest thing ever?
It is the greatest thing. And in contrast, I just like to point out that in Islam, they think they're dirty.
That's true.
Just pointing that out.
That's just another reason that we're bigoted.
I just point that out. Right.
Okay, I'm not playing the whole thing of this, but this was amazing. I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and it is remember when we were all in elementary school and we had to learn how to play the recorder for reasons that I will never understand?
What, you didn't think that you were going to do that for a living? What, that's not like a transferable skill?
Does anybody do it for a living? Literally anybody. Does anybody play
the recorder? Like, no?
I don't know.
Nobody?
But this fellow, not only can he play it, but he can play Freebird on it. Not going to play the whole thing. You'll get the gist, but this is freaking amazing.
That is amazing. Oh my God.
Wait until he really gets going.
That is remarkable.
I mean, you guys,
remarkable.
That's freaking Miraculous.
Who is it? Somebody who I have to find you where, Hope just said hot cross buns is life. Yes, Hope. Yes.
Hot cross buns. Oh my God. I totally forgot about that. That is perfect.
God.
And then lastly, have you ever seen squirrels sleeping and cuddling together? Because I had not, and now I'm just so happy that I have. They're so cute.
They are really, really cute. They are like little tree nuggets.
Oh my God, I just love them.
They are very, very sweet. They are
so precious, so precious. All right, we do have some thank yous from Venmo. Dana Spain, our friend, said, morning from Idaho, beautiful jerks. Dad joke Wednesday. I was the maid of honor at a wedding in Paris. I raised my glass and said, to the happy couple, I wish you eggs, bread, cream, and cinnamon, because it was a French toast. Now take my breakfast money.
I love it. That's great. That's great.
And then we have a 3-parter from Lindsay Zirkle, who said, I've always been a Trump supporter and America first. However, I unfortunately do believe that Trump may have done some things to put him on the client list. As to why the demo rats didn't pursue it, she goes on to say, because Bill Clinton is going to be on that list, as well as a lot of prominent Democrats, Republicans, and influential world leaders. They know if Trump goes down, he's going to take all of them with him. It'll completely erode every single American's faith in its leaders. Therefore, it can never be exposed. Outside of that, love you girls and look forward to hearing you every day you're on.
It's an interesting theory.
I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. I don't.
I just don't believe he's on it.
I think that he's holding cards to blackmail other people or just to have leverage for other. I do think that may be a possibility, that he has leverage on world leaders and he wants us all to just ignore it. And you can't do that. You just can't. Nobody's going to ignore it at this point. We can't.
I so hope we can talk to Mike and we can ask him that. You know what I mean? And just say, what do you think about this theory? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, now you.
Brian Brumley, a member of our tailgater crew, Robin Branch, aka Vixen Cowboy 127, passed away yesterday after a long battle with cancer. Gosh. Please keep her family in your prayers. Oh my God.
Oh, that is awful. Oh
so awful. Yes, please pray, you guys. Oh my God, Brian. Thank you for letting us know and telling us that. Brenda Wilson, RIP Vixen Cowboy 127, you will be missed. God, it's just terrible, terrible.
That's awful.
Curio 23, Dad Joke Wednesday, missed the last couple weeks. What does a nut say when it sneezes? Cashew. What do you call crystal clear urine? 1080p. Heather Probst.
Those are good ones.
Why did Trump open a bakery? Because he heard people love big turnovers. Love you, jerks. Take my money. Karen Elliott, show yesterday. Yes, Daisy, if you vote to defund police, phone company can give you the option, block outgoing 911 calls from your number, save money instantly. Put your money where your mouth is. True.
Nice.
Yes.
Love it.
Alexandra, donating to the Nature Conservancy and Nature is Nonpartisan can help mitigate what Democrats destroy. As a full-time fundraiser for TNC, I love that my job is to be part of the solution. Okay.
Interesting.
David Nelson, 5 for my right whores because, well, you are right. We are whores.
Thank you.
She's a whore.
I'm not wearing shorts.
She's not wearing shorts. Alexandra, Dad Joke Wednesday. Why are there no knock-knock jokes about the 4th of July? Because freedom rings. Right, Alexandra. Arner, my wife asked me who my favorite vampire is. I said, the one on Sesame Street. She said, he doesn't count. But I said, I assure you, he does.
He does. That's all he does.
True.
He just counts.
Lady Shenandoah, someone did a deep dive into the Palisades fundraiser. The company that handled the fundraiser operating costs are 70%, which means that the 100 million raised, only 30 million is left. Oh my God.
What in the hell?
Oh my God. That is just infuriating. You should always know where your money's going when you're giving to fundraisers. Lady Shenandoah. Then the Palisades money is distributed to either to other NGOs, which each takes their share for operating costs. No one really knows how much money is left to actually help the victims. It's all a money grab.
It's
unbelievable.
disgusting.
Bo Mama 8. Look, I love Donald Trump, but the reason he supports Bondi on Epstein is because she is following his orders. If they think it was tampered with, then they just need to show us that. Keep up the transparency. We're going to keep it up. People will hate
He's
us
not.
for
He's
it,
gonna hear about how many prominent people are mad about this, and he's gonna have to do something different.
He's gonna have to. Arnerm, I just realized I have failed to say this week that Pam Bondi, liar McLiarface, is a lying liar who lies. That's my wad for now. Thank you, Aaron. Arnerm. Randy Craig, why do people from Athens hate waking up at 6 a.m.? Because dawn is tough on Greece.
Greece.
Get it? Love you, chicks. You're the best. Joanne Skiva. Hi, Mock. Any advice? I'm going for a knee replacement tomorrow, July 17th.
Yes, I have so much advice, but I'll just suffice it to say that be patient with yourself. Don't get too hard on yourself if you have pain, even a few weeks out, and just remember that this recovery is long and you just need to be prepared for that, and don't get down on yourself, and know that you're going to have emotional outbursts where you just cry for no reason. That happens a lot too.
Give yourself grace.
Really, that's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah.
And do your PT. Do your PT religiously.
There you go.
That's
Great advice from Mock. You guys were bringing it in. It is hump day. We hope everybody has the most fabulous Wednesday. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.